6-5 and an absolute classic in Helsinki.
Team Canada has a big New Year's resolution to win junior hockey gold on home ice and redeem themselves after last year's disappointing finish. Some of the stars of last year's team have moved on to the NHL, but they've left behind no shortage of skill and talent, and even without the likes of Mitch Marner, Canada should be one of the favorites to win it all. Standing in their way is a collection of young hotshots from teams such as the U.S. and Finland. Well, Corey Pronman knows this Canada team inside and out, as well as the competition they'll be facing. He's the NHL prospects analyst for ESPN. Corey joins us from the Florida Panthers practice rink just outside Sunrise, Florida. So how does Team Canada stack up overall in this tournament?
Team Canada so far is the odds-on favorite for the tournament. They are not as strong as they would be in previous years, but compared to their top opponents, be it USA or Sweden, they still have the superior talent level. They have many players who played in the NHL this season, a lot of high NHL draft picks, and an overall good balance of skill throughout their lineup. Whether it's facing USA or Russia in their group, they will be a little more hard-pressed than in previous years, but they are still the favorite to take home the gold on home ice.
So now, Corey, which players for Canada should we watch for to make the biggest impact?
There are two players that particularly come to mind. One is Dylan Strome, the former third overall pick by the Arizona Coyotes. He played in the NHL this season for the Coyotes and was sent back to his junior team in Ontario. He was one of Canada's top players last year. He's a big center with elite hockey sense. He's expected to be as good this season, if not better, than he was last season. The other player I want to mention is Matthew Barzal, a New York Islanders draft pick, who is also a returning member from last year's team. He's a dynamic, skill and speed type of player who can potentially be one of, if not the best player in this tournament.
So now we know also that Canada's goaltending has been a bit of a weakness in the past few tournaments. So how do we look in the net this time around?
Well, Canada has actually one of the best goaltending duos in this year's tournament. Whether I know in past years it's been a problem, but Carter Hart, a Philadelphia draft pick, and Connor Ingram, a Tampa Bay draft pick, are two of the best goalies in the tournament. Although Ilya Samsonov with Russia, a Washington draft pick, will be right up there, but I expect Canada's goaltending to be a strength rather than a weakness this year.
And now, Corey, fans of Canadian NHL teams will have several top prospects to watch in this tournament. Who really stands out for you?
Well, one you want to look out for is Colin White of Team USA. He's a returning member from last year for USA, expected to be their top-line center. He's a very good two-way center who has been very good at Boston College for the last 2 years. That Ottawa has indicated will probably be with the Senators at the end of the season. Another one to keep an eye out for is Olli Juolevi, the 5th overall pick by Vancouver last year, who was excellent for a 17-year-old with Finland last year when they won the gold medal. Expected to be one of the top defensemen at this year's tournament.
Now, Corey, Patrick Laine was one of the NHL's top goal scorers this year. And so I'm wondering if there's any players who stand out to you who could be impact players in the NHL.
Two names to keep an eye out for are Eeli Tolvanen with Finland and Elias Pettersson with Sweden. Eeli Tolvanen has been the best player so far in the United States Hockey League, and Elias has been a point-per-game player playing against men in Sweden. They are both players I expect to be picked at the top of next year's draft class.
All right, and finally, Corey, I wanted to ask you, I know it hasn't even started yet, but we have to get your predictions for the tournament. What are they?
Like I said, I think Canada is the odds-on favorite to win the gold medal. If I had to pick who their opponent would be, I think the USA is the favorite to play against them in the gold medal game.